For the inner workings of this project, I'm going to be using this cheap wireless mouse which I bought online for just a few pounds. I'll begin this project by roughly tracing around an existing mouse which I like the shape of, but of course you could do this freehand if you prefer. And now I'll cut out those lines on the bandsaw. I'm using some masking tape to hold together the pieces whilst I make the second cut. I decided I wanted to make the base out of a contrasting colour of wood, so I'm just cutting a slice off of the base. I'll use some double-sided tape to hold the two pieces together for shaping. And now I'll use a variety of tools at my disposal to start developing the shaping of the mouse. Now I can turn my attention to the cavity which is needed for the electronics, so I'm just marking out where that's going to go. And to cut that out, I'll start by drilling out the corners, and then I can use a coping saw. The cuts were a little bit messy, but I can clean that up with some hand tool work. To ensure that I get the electronics board back in the right place every time, I'm just roughly marking around the edges. There's still some areas of the electronics board that are interfering with the case, so I'm just marking those and then can remove them. And again, I'll clean things up with some hand tool work. This doesn't have to be perfect because it won't be seen. The PCB appears to be fitting properly now, so I can turn my attention to the light window on the bottom. So that will be relatively happy floating around in the base there. If you're using an optical mouse like this one, the main thing you need to get right is the distance at which it sits from the surface it reflects against. You want to reduce that as much as possible. I'm now gluing in a small strip of wood to support the battery. And a small piece of foam will pin the battery in place. Now I can turn my attention to the scrolling wheel. To save myself a lot of effort, I'm cutting out the original plastic support from the case. I'll glue this part in later, but that'll support the scrolling wheel like so. And to physically make the scroll wheel, I'm using my lathe, but it's such a simple shape that you could even use the drill press or something similar. I actually played around with using the original rubber grip, although I eventually decided that I preferred the all-wood effect. One of the more fiddly aspects of this project was removing the axle which I needed from the original scroll wheel, as it has a hexagon shape which engages with the component on the PCB. And I can just press that onto the wooden wheel which I made. With the scroll wheel finished, I'm ready to go ahead and glue in the support. And now I'm drilling a couple of holes for the screws to hold on the base. Unfortunately, I managed to lose a couple of video clips, although the next stage is to glue 2 sheets of veneer together, which, as you can see, I fixed around a metal can while it dries to achieve a curved shape. And now, using ordinary scissors, I can cut it to the desired shape. And next I need to cut a slot for the scroll wheel. And once again I'll use super glue to fix the veneer in place. With the glue dry, I'm bending back the veneer to give me about 1 millimeter of clicking travel. And I'll glue on some tiny pieces of wood to engage with those buttons. And I'll just finish up with some final shaping and sanding. And you'll notice as I blend in the veneer that the 2 contrasting colours give me a nice attractive banding edge. And to finish up this project, a few coats of lacquer really bring out the colours and provide some protection. And with the wireless receiver in my laptop, we can test the mouse. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please take the time to like, comment, share and subscribe before you leave. I hope to be back really soon, but until then, take care, bye bye.